Alam nyo, akala natin dati, ang mayayaman ang una nagre-retire. Kasi silang may investment, meron silang savings, saka may mga options sila.
Pero habang tumatagal, napansin namin na sa totoong buhay, mas nauna pa nga yung mga ordinary workers eh. And no, it's not because they have more money. So later in this video, pag-usapan natin kung bakit retirement sometimes is not even a choice. And towards the end, we'll share with you that one realization that changed how we think about working longer.
So, how did we come up to this conclusion? It wasn't from articles or retirement calculators. We noticed it in real life, yung among friends, relatives, and people we personally know. The hardworking ones, the consistent ones, the people who stayed loyal to their jobs for years. And then one day, you realize they're already retired. While on the other hand, often the higher earners are still working. So that's when we start to ask ourselves, bakit ganon? So most of the time, people leave work not because they've already saved a lot, but it's actually costing them even more, like their health, yung quality of life, yan, yung mga stress.
Ito yung they run out of energy. Ito yung physically, mentally, and emotionally. And at some point, that cost becomes more than the paycheck.
Mostly, sinasabi namin nga, little hard labor.
So dito pumapasok yung sumasakit na yung mga chronic back pains,
balikat,
shoulder, knee. Oo. Tapos going to the doctor.
Therapy.
So, yeah, that's going to cost you, di ba?
Yeah.
Eventually. May paycheck ka nga pumapasok, pero yung health mo naman is
going out,
deteriorating, di ba?
Yeah.
And next naman yung mentally and emotionally, di ba? There are people na Sunday pa lang, meron ng anxiety, ayaw nang pumasok ng Monday. Kasi sa stress, di ba?
Yun, what the week's gonna give them again.
Yeah. And also, sometimes also, nagiging irritable. Ako, guilty rin ako dyan eh. Yung mga problema sa work, nauwi mo rin sa bahay eh. Minsan naiinis ka na rin eh, di ba? Konting bagay lang, mainis ka na. Isa pa is talaga yung burnt out. Na you spend like too many hours working. And another cost is like yung spending time with the family. If you work like long hours, marami kang ang pera, pero you don't get to spend it with your family anymore.
Yung
quality time.
You spend time maybe, but minimal, but no quality at all.
Kaya nga there comes a point that kahit kayang-kaya mo pa rin magtrabaho, you just don't want to do it anymore.
And at that point, retirement stops feeling like a reward, but it feels more like a relief.
Ang magandang example, there's one, is yung story about my sister. So yung sister ko kasi, meron siyang mga potato corner outlet sa atin. So on paper, maganda naman, stable, maganda kita, and she's had this one like for, I think 16 or 17 years. So ang tagal niyang ginawa talaga to. Pero ang kasama nito ay stress sa staff, sa operations, and actually we can relate kasi dumaan din kami ni Haven dito, pero we had the potato corner pero dito sa Amerika. And I know it's not easy. So for those many years, yun ang ginagawa niya. Alam kong stress siya kasi kahit na nagbabakasyon kami or kahit na nasa bahay lang siya.
Biglang nawawala. Sasabihin niya na, may delivery, so I have to be there. Naalala ko yun, palagi.
Parate.
Sa si Ellen, sabi ko, wala. Nasa delivery, inaasikaso yung branch niya. Kasi kunyari, may problema.
I'm sure naipon na yun, yung pagod niya. And talagang, umabot na siya sa limit niya ng...
Sumabog na.
Ng pagod, di ba? It's siguro reward din. Pero I think for her, it's more of relief na rin.
It was, yeah.
Pero sabi nga namin sa kanya na, you had a good run, so it's time for her to enjoy naman.
So the story of my sister-in-law made us realize that retirement doesn't always happen because you're financially ready.
Sometimes it just happens kasi you've reached your limit.
But here's the part that people don't always talk about,
Not everyone even gets to make that decision.
especially sa Philippines. Kasi doon, retirement isn't always optional.
Oh, kasi sometimes it's mandatory at 55 or 60 depending sa company. So kahit gusto mo pang magtrabaho, minsan wala ka ng choice eh. You have to retire.
Yeah.
Katulad ng brother-in-law ko, he works sa isang malaking corporation. So 55 years old is mandatory. Diba?
Sa kumpanya niya.
Oh, and then we have also friends na 60 years old ang retirement age ng company. Pero meron din kaming friends na they got extended past 60 because the company requested for extension.
Right.
And ang difference doon is, yung mga yon, the company needs them. So, kailangan kaya in-extend sila. Pero kung hindi ka naman kailangan, wala kang magagawa. You
No
have to
choice.
retire, no choice.
So we realize that retirement isn't just a personal choice, but the system actually makes the choice for you.
Ang difference dito kasi, yung ordinary workers nga, they are told to stop. Tapos yung mga high earners naman, they are invited to stay for, maybe a few more years. Yeah. Maybe their positions are critical. So, kailangan yon para i-transition, di ba? So, merong iba rin naman na they retire, pero they still work eh. Usually, yung mga high earners, yun yung mga ginagawa. They retire, pero after that, they consult. They become consultants.
Yeah.
O kaya they start another company.
Kakilala ka ba? Ganyan?
Oo, marami.
Marami.
So, ganon, yung mga high earners na ganon. So, that's the only difference. Hindi masama, pero magkaiba. So, this is not about rich versus poor. It's about who gets to choose when to stop working. So, if you're watching this video and you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s, these are the things that we want you to take with you.
So this topic made us realize that retirement isn't just how much money you save or you will have, right? But also it's about energy, your health, and also yung work mo, if it's still sustainable.
Oh, yeah. And also yung kung anong system that you're in.
Yeah.
Diba? Siguro ang magandang tanong din dito is, alam nyo ba yung company or your country's policy when it comes to retirement? So, para alam nyo kung paano nyo ipaplano yung retirement nyo. So, if there's like a retirement age, then plan for it. Kunyari 55 or kunyari 60. Hindi katulad dito sa Amerika kasi it's it's optional.
Yeah.
Right?
It's optional.
Yeah, we have like choices. Like we can retire at 62 na meron pa rin kaming makukuha ang Social Security. Meron ding 67. Or between 62 to, it starts at 62. Pero mas mababa nga lang yung Social Security.
Yeah.
So, pero it really depends sa inyo. And also, if you plan to like slow down, meron ba kayong options when you want to slow down maybe in retirement or before retirement? And one thing that Haven and I learned is that early retirement is not always a success. Kasi marami namang tao na nagre-retire early, akala natin na they're financially ready. Pero hindi lang yun eh. Merong mga ibang reasons eh, tulad ng...
Like factors like health, whether it's mentally or physically. Yan ang mga causes ng, retirement.
Early retirement.
Yeah.
And also yung mga policies. Diba? Kaya nga yung iba nagre-retire 55. Kaya nga minsan yung maagang retirement or early retirement is not even a choice. Ordinary people retire early because their limits show up sooner.
Or because the system already tells them it's time.
So hopefully nagustuhan nyo yung video namin today at na-convey namin sa inyo kung ano yung reasons kung bakit yung iba nagre-retire ng early. So para sa inyo, what is retirement? Is it a choice or is it a deadline?
So please leave your comments below.
So thank you very much for joining us today and we'll see you in our next vlog.
Bye. So this story...
Ano ba?
Ba.
Dali!
Okay.